this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute St. Patrick's Day wreath using all items from the Dollar Tree and a bit of gold ribbon from Hobby Lobby. Let us get started. Okay, first of all, of course, what you're going to need is a 14-inch wreath form. This comes from the Dollar Tree, Walmart, Hobby Lobby, all kinds of craft stores carry these. But for all of the supplies that I'm going to use from the Dollar Tree, you do need a 14-inch form. And this is completely optional, but I thought they were really cute. I found these St. Patrick's little shamrock LED light strings at the Dollar Tree. You get 10 lights per string, and just from previous experience, you're going to need 2 packs of these if you want to have enough to go around your entire wreath. So you don't have to use those. I'm just going to see what they look like, when I get done. I've got this foam scatter from the Dollar Tree. It's got a bunch of cute little shamrocks, 4-leaf clovers, and gold coins. I'm going to use those to decorate the wreath later. You're going to need a pack of chenille stems, pipe cleaners, whatever you want to call it. I call them pipe cleaners, but you know how people are. I also got this cute little, oh lordy, how to hit my camera. Would you look at that? It's an earthquake, we're shaking. Okay, I got this cute little hanging sign from the Dollar Tree, and I think I'm going to cut it apart and use like the different parts instead of just this big long thing. So that's what I'm going to do with that. You're going to need, of course, some scissors, a hot glue gun sticks. I use Gorilla brand. And you're going to need 6 rolls total of these 6-inch Dollar Tree Deco mesh. I'm going to be using 3 rolls of green and 1 roll of white. And because I like ribbon in my wreaths, I got this gold ribbon from Hobby Lobby. It's the Ribbon Boutique brand. These big spools are 1.5 inches wide, and there are 3 yards on this spool for $3.99. I have 2 of those. I'm not going to be using all this. I just happened to buy it. And then I got this smaller roll of like the more narrow ribbon, and you get 15 feet. 15 feet. Okay, why don't they just say 5 yards? Really, why don't they just say that? But it's a 7/8 inch wide. I got 2 spools of that. And with my methods, because I take my ribbon and I cut it to be 1.5 lengths of my mesh, that means that you're going to be cutting 9-inch pieces of ribbon, okay? So the way you can figure out how much ribbon that you're going to need is, let's say that this wreath has 6 sections and I put 10 clusters on each section for a total of 60. If you want to put ribbon on every single cluster that you use, which I'm not going to, I'm just telling you how to figure it out. If you want to put ribbon on every single cluster, then okay, you're going to have 60 clusters total. With 9 inches worth of ribbon, that's going to give you 540 inches roughly. Yeah, 540 inches. If you break that down to how many feet, that's 45 feet. 3 feet and a yard, this is going to be roughly 15 yards of ribbon, that you use for the entire thing. But for this one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to alternate. I'm going to do a cluster with wide, and then a cluster with no ribbon. A cluster with narrow, a cluster with no ribbon, and then a cluster with wide. And I'm just going to alternate it back and forth like that. So the way I cut my mesh is I don't use a ruler. I don't use a rotary cutter. I know people have asked me, well, isn't it easier to use a rotary cutter? Yes, it is, but not everyone has a cutting mat. Not everyone has a rotary cutter, but almost everyone has a pair of scissors. So just the way that I do it is I take the end of my mesh here and I just roll it into a tight little tube and cut it like this. Now this cluster, I'm going to have two pieces of the green, and then I'm going to do 1 piece of white. In each cluster I have 3 pieces of mesh. Okay, now roll your white. Just roll it. Now I'm going to take a pipe cleaner, and it does not matter what color your pipe cleaners are, because you're not going to see them, okay? Once your wreath starts to fill out, you're not going to see it. Just cut your pipe cleaner in half. Now I'm going to use a piece of ribbon, and like I said, I like to cut it 1.5 lengths of my mesh. And then I just like to cut a little V in the end, just like woodworking. You cut little notches like this, it's called dovetailing. That's how I like to do mine. You can cut your ribbon however you want. This is how I cut mine. Now what I do is I have my green, white, green. I'm going to take the green piece, just roll it into a little tube, Clamp it between your fingers. Let's roll the white into a little tube. Just like this. Clamp it between your fingers. Roll the green into a little tube. Clamp it between your fingers. Now take your ribbon, and whichever side that you want to be showing, that needs to be facing this way. Just stick that ribbon between your fingers like that. Make sure everything is even. Take your pipe cleaner, take your pipe cleaner half, bend it in half again. And now you got this little V right here. Just clamp your mesh in between like that, bend it, and now it looks like this. Just twist it 1 or 2 good times, and that is a cluster. Now don't worry how the ribbon looks right now, okay, because your wreath is going to look a little straggly in the beginning. But once you get more and more of your clusters put on, actually I say get all of your clusters put on, then go back and straighten out your ribbon. Now just take your pipe cleaners like this, and we're only going to be working around these center 2 little sections here. Put one end there, one end over the top one. See, we're just around the 2 middle ones. And just twist it a few times on the back just to hold it in place. And there's your first cluster. Like I said, don't worry if this looks a little bad right now, because it's not going to once you get all of your clusters on. Now, I'm going to alternate. The next cluster I'm going to make, I'm going to do 2 white pieces and 1 green. This one is not going to have any ribbon. And yes, it is faster, like I said, to cut all of these at one time. You know, a lot of people, they roll their mesh out. They would unwrap all of this mesh, just roll it out on top of each other all at one time, and then just cut it with a rotary cutter. If you want to do it that way, you know, more power to you. But this is how I do mine. I'm just going to bend my pipe cleaner here. Okay, now I'm going to roll the white like that. Roll the green, clamp it like that, roll the white like that, and take my pipe cleaner, just going to put it around it like that, bend my mesh down, twist my pipe cleaners once or twice, and there is my next cluster. Because like I said, you know, this one's not going to have any ribbon. Now the next cluster I'm going to do 2 greens, 1 white, and the narrow ribbon. You know, like I said a few minutes ago, I'm going to alternate it like that. Now I'm just going to attach this one just like I did the other one, and flip her over. Flip it over. Oh Lord. Okay, hang on. Okay, so twist it like that, and then just slide it on over like that. Like I said, I like to put 10 clusters per section. It depends on the look that you're going for. If you don't like it to be like that full or that poofy, then you can do 8 or 9 in each section. I just like the way that looks. So I'm not going to sit here and make y'all watch me cut all this mesh and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this wreath. I'm going to get 1 section done, and then I'll show you how it looks so that you can see, you know, just how full it does look. And then I will continue on, and then I'll show you how to, you know, attach all of your little decorations and whatnot. Okay, and here is the process. So far, I've gotten 1 section done. As you can see, this is how it looks on the back. See, I used some red. I'm going to be using all these different colors of pipe cleaners, and you can't see them at all. But like, once I'm finished, I just take the ends and just kind of, you know, tuck them away. Just kind of bend them over to the side, you know, so they're not all sticking out all cattywampus everywhere. But yeah, so just continue on with your wreath, fill up all of your sections with 10 clusters each, then go back and worry about what your ribbon looks like. Like I see, it's not going to lay the way you want it to right now, because you're working on it and tossing it around and all that. So just work on it, bend your ribbon, and then we'll come back and we'll decorate it. Alrighty, so here is the finished wreath. I have not, of course, gone back and separated my ribbons and everything, but I will do that here once I get my decorations on and I can actually see, you know, how everything is going to lay. But now comes my favorite part, the decorating part. I mean, putting together that mesh stuff is kind of boring, you know. But what I did with that Happy St. Patrick's Day sign that I showed y'all earlier is I just took it apart. I pulled the ribbons off the back. And okay, my cat's hitting the camera. And then I took some pipe cleaners, and for the legs, I just glued the pipe cleaner to the top. For the hat, I glued it down at the bottom. And then for this part, I just glued it on each side. Now, I did use green pipe cleaners because, you know, I know it's a different green from the wreath, but these might show just a little bit. So I wanted to make sure that, you know, it wasn't, you know, like too noticeable. So far I have used the 6 rolls of mesh. I have used almost, let's see, well, almost a whole spool of this 7/8 inch ribbon, and I used 1.5 spools of the big ribbon. This is the 1.5 inch. I used 1.5 spools of that and almost a full one of that. Okay, and also, while I was looking for more pipe cleaners, I came across these little gold coins that I got at the Dollar Tree as well. And, you know, I forgot that I had these. So I think I'm going to try to put those on the wreath instead of using these foam ones that came in this pack, just because I don't really like the way they look. So what I'm going to do here is to attach this little sign. I want it to be in the center. So I'm just going to lay it kind of where I want. And then I'm going to take my pipe cleaners and just run down in between this mesh here and just attach it to the frame. You see that right there? I'm just going to attach it to the frame like that. And I think I'm going to try to go around, if y'all can see this, I'm sorry, like 2 rungs. You see, here's 1 and here's 2, if you can see that. And then I'm just going to put my pipe cleaner there. I'm not going to tighten it down. Don't tighten anything down yet until you have your sign, you know, like perfectly where you want it. Now I'm going to take this other side here, separate some of the mesh, there we go, and go around those 2, just like that. Okay, I think that looks okay. It's kind of sort of centered. And I'm just going to twist the ends like this. I'm not going to twist them, you know, really tightly until, like I said, you know, I can see if it's perfectly centered. You know, about where I want it. And I think that looks okay. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to fluff my mesh up around it. And now I will tighten down these pipe cleaners. I'll just twist them some more. Let's see. How did that one go? Hello. Okay. Twist them down, twist them down. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Let's not. My back hurts. It was a good idea, though. Alrighty, there's the sign. And then just take the pipe cleaners and just cram them down in there. Cram them down in there. Then later on, you can look at the back and you can trim them if you want. Okay, so there's my sign. Signs everywhere. Signs. You know somebody that like they can't really carry on a decent conversation without throwing in song lyrics. I am that person. Alrighty, so now we have that. And I want to put the little hat on. Now, if you see the hat here, it has a hole in it where the ribbon was hanging. Now, the way I usually fill these holes in is I just take a bit of hot glue and I just lay it on like a piece of parchment paper or something. So just in case, you know, the glue comes through the back, it won't stick to anything. Just lay it on a little piece of parchment paper and fill that up with hot glue. And if you have matching glitter, go ahead and just sprinkle some black glitter on it, or to just take a black Sharpie or whatever color, you know, is in the piece that you're using and just fill it in. It's really not all that noticeable at all once you fill it in. So I want the hat to be at the top and kind of off to the side like this. So now I'm just going to take these pipe cleaners the same way that I attached this sign. And I'm going to, oh lordy, try to work my way through the mesh jungle here. Here we are. I want this sign to kind of be at an angle. I'm going to see if I can get it that way. Okay, why are you not working with me? And then just pull the pipe cleaner through like so. And I didn't glue the pipe cleaner like to the, whoa, I'm hitting the camera, to the center of the hat because I wanted to stick up, you know, like above the side of the wreath. I want it to stick up a bit, which is why I glued it right down to the bottom. I know somebody's going to ask why I did that. And that's why. I mean, here we are. I've got them. Okay. Let me arrange this. That looks cute. Okay, now I'm going to flip him over. And once you have that in place, if it's not laying, you know, exactly the way that you want, you can put just a small blob of hot glue on the back of it, twist it the way you want, and then stick it down. Okay, that's kind of the way I want that. That's cute. Now for the feetsies, we're going to do this the same way that you did the hat. You're just going to find about where you want it and separate some mesh. That looks to be about the center, I'm thinking. I'm hoping. Please let it be. All right, put this in here. See, with every video, you never know what you're going to get. You might just get like a miniature concert featuring me. Isn't that exciting? Okie dokie. Let's get this right here. I guess I just twist it the way you want. And then we're just going to tighten down our pipe cleaners. There we go. So there is our hat, our sign, and our little feetsies, which of course will hang straight down once you hang the wreath up. But you know, it's kind of at an angle here. They're just going to hang down. But once you hang the wreath up, you know, it will look better. And I'm going to show you guys, of course, you saw the whole wreath at the beginning of the video. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up these coins. I caught the leprechaun, and now I get the gold. And I'm going to take these little, the foam scatter shamrocks and 4-leaf clovers. I'm just going to glue a few of these, you know, just wherever. And I'm going to use these coins to stick them wherever. Not going to make y'all watch me do that because I know that's boring. But let me glue these on and then I'll come back and I want to see what it looks like maybe with these little LED lights. So hang on a minute. Okie dokie. I've got all of my little coins and shamrocks and whatnot glued down to the wreath. And now I wanted to try and see what these little LED lights look like. See, they are so cute. And from previous experience, like I said earlier, it does take 2 packs of these lights to really go around an entire wreath. And I'm not going to leave these on this wreath. I'm just showing y'all how I put them on. For the battery pack, of course, I would take some hot glue and I would hot glue a pipe cleaner to this, just like I did the sign and everything. And I would attach it to the back, you know, just hook it to the wire frame. But the way I do this is, and I hold my wreath like this, I just take each little light and I just push it up from the back and just kind of guide it, you know, on up through the mesh. And then just put it, you know, where you can see it. And then just do that all the way around. Now, I don't ever really put anything on these lights to hold them in place, but if you wanted to, I mean, you could use like a small little piece of floral wire or a small little piece of pipe cleaner or something, you know, to attach the actual lights to the frame. I've never done that, and I've never really had a problem with them, you know, coming off or anything. I mean, if somebody's like yanking on your wreath, like ripping the lights off, maybe, you know, don't attach the lights better. You might need to smack them or something, you know. But that's how I do it. Just going to feed this other little light through. I don't like the way that looks. But anyway, yeah, you just go all the way around with the lights. I said I just want to see what these look like. I'm not going to leave them on here. But there you go. If you want the lights, you can put them on. If not, you know, just leave them off. It doesn't matter. Just want to see what they look like. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and click the subscribe button. Also, if you check me out on other forms of social media, please, all the links to those are in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all later. Bye-bye.